All right. I started this line. I never really learned how to grow up. Actually, 30 years old na ako, pero mental age ko is 13. Okay. Actually, for this talk, kikwento lang naman ako eh. I never really learned how to grow up. At up until this age, I still watch cartoons. Even yung mga Justice League, pinapinabay ako yan, Animax, nanonood ako yan. Because I always found the inspiration in cartoons. And always found inspiration in comic books. And the things that I really wanted to take pictures were based from that. Alright, so here, I got to work with some of the cosplayers in the local industry, one is Alodia. And for me, shooting things that are not exactly there. Alright? It's a cross between reality and your imagination. It's something that really, tickles my imagination. I really wanted to come it out, to bring it out. Yun, I play video games. For those who are familiar with Final Fantasy, ayun. So most of my inspiration came from being a nerd or being a geek. Self-confessing nga, I really wanted to be a programmer, but yun nga, FHM sounded cooler. Ayun. Here, I used to collect comic books when I was in high school. So yung mga Marvel trading cards. So I thought, hey, gawa nga ako isa. Diba? So it's out of those ideas, I don't know, I found it different. It's a different take on fashion. I mean, cosplay photography in a sense is, at some point, fashion. But I wanted to push it to a different thing. I wanted to oh wow, that's so cool. You get geeky by looking at the shots. Ayun. Oh, this was with Katrina Halili when ang masakit dyan, inipit ko siya sa wooden vice clamp. Dito pang yung legs siya tumama. Sakit niyan. And this is one of my favorite ones, the one I shot with Rian Ramos like 2 years ago for my exhibit. And this was born out of just going over old X-Men comic books, and I was eating at some hole-in-the-wall Chinese restaurant with my production designer. Pare, gawa tayo ng rogue shot. Okay. Ayun. But what I liked about these kind of images is that it exercises your imagination. It stretches your ideas of how much you could actually do. How much realism and how much surrealism you could actually inject in the photograph to make people believe na, totoo ba yan? Or is it CG? Or is it, a real photograph? This is one of the earlier stuff. The liquid shot was done out of taking 50 consecutive shots of throwing the liquid up in the air and stitching them together. And this was out of playing the game Silent Hill. Yun yung mga nabangungot ako sa gabi. That's out saying, hey, might as well make a game make a shot like that. For this one, we actually bought 300 of those squares. Nothing was photoshopped or composed in this image. So it took us about 3 hours pa malatag namin yung lahat yan. And I was shooting from a second floor terrace, shooting it downwards. Anyway, another Japanese schoolgirl in a big boomerang. Mga nakakollect ng anime. It's kind of weird over the time. It gets geekier and geekier. And another shot of the Witchblade, if anybody's familiar with that cartoon. And I was always a big fan of the White Queen. Actually, gusto ko gawin lahat ng mga X-Men superheroines eh. Astig yun. Yun. And this one, if you're playing the video game Darkstalkers, yung twisted na Red Riding Hood na may hawak na Uzi and grenades. Diba? So I've always wanted to play with something twisted. It's not your ordinary Red Riding Hood, but it's with Red Riding Hood and Uzi. Yun. This one, I was, out of one bored summer, I was watching The Godfather. So I was thinking, why not? So I got a bunch of startup celebrities in GMA Artist Center, then put them in there. And make myself my own Godfather. Oh, this is my favorite. This was done with one shot, okay? Nothing composed. Alright, this is my little take on Alice in Wonderland. I was thinking, if Alice in Wonderland were after the tea party, nag-iossi siya at umiinom. So at the end of the day, I am just your geek with a camera. Thank you.